And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for the start of our last week of GLEC here at Valpo Overwatch Academy. I'm your host, Diadem. I'm here with my co-host. Oh, that's right. I'm solo casting today, but honestly, not that big a deal. I'm really excited to be here for this Valpo Academy game as we head into Lijiang Tower for our first map, like you've seen at Valpo Overwatch. I think 50 million times, right? Just classic starter map for Lijiang Tower. You know, we're really comfortable on this. We like rocking it, and it is the league standard, so kind of have to rock it if we didn't have an option either way. But looking into the comps today, we got RJ, we got Kirakuki, L, Ramon, and CQ9 as our starting lineup for this Valpo Academy. Valpo Academy facing Shawnee State University today. Shawnee State being 4-4, Valpo Academy being 2-6. Sadly, playoff contention is out of the works, so we will not be able to see any playoff matches coming in for this academy team. But no matter, we're playing out just to finish out this season, get us a third win, and hopefully just enjoy the time because we have L on Torbjorn here. Torbjorn been seeing a lot of pro play, a lot of just competitive aspects to him, especially with like a Torb Symmetra comp that has been like kind of rocking a lot of the East Coast. So I like that. You know, you might as well make a trade, have a fun character. Torbjorn, I don't play DPS at all, but he's one of the characters I have a golden gun for because I think it's really funny. So I'll never mind seeing him. But you're going to see, the Sim comp come out of Shawnee State, and they're immediately going to push up on this objective. Kirakuki getting forced in. Turret kind of just taking him down a little bit, and Basilisk is going to be able to finish off that kill there. As now you're just trying to spread out to this side, and Valpo's going to be forced back. RJ just going to use the speed boost to get them back here. And although you only lost one, that was the push kind of down. Just going to have to heal back. Obviously, you're mirroring the Sojourn, so any kind of these long sight lines, you're just kind of playing for charge off her. But should be a good match, right? Pretty competitive. Shawnee State been performing extremely well over this year. Valpo Academy been playing in multiple leagues. So definitely have the practice, definitely have the experience that they need to kind of go into this match. But immediately going to line up on the right side. Reinhardt just trying to push into this area. It's kind of rough because with the turret setup that you have on this Lijiang Tower map, you have to just check so many off angles that if your DPS aren't able to push in with you, which Zarya makes it very hard to, you kind of just take free damage as the Fox. It's a just banger on the side with 2 boops off the map. And now Valpo's down 3v5, but I think Kirakuki's so deep in that he kind of just has to push this, and they really need an answer to this Symmetra on point because Z Smitty and the Fox kind of just cleaned up everybody else on that point. You know, I just realized that's kind of the time when my co-caster would tune in. I was sitting here waiting for my co-caster to tune in, and I realized I'm alone again. But it's all good because we're chilling. L now swapping off the Torbjorn, not really being able to find a turret setup, so just going to swap to the Soldier, give yourself a little bit extra range, kind of just clear those angles a little bit better, and then you're going to drop the Juno ult as well. We're kind of playing on the side. You're going to push onto this objective. They are going to back up, and here comes the Moira ult coming out of the side of Shawnee State. They're going to push into the side. The slam down does able to hit one, and then the beat down from both sides is going to drop. You have a ton of shielding. This fight is going to be a bit prolonged. L still looking for one off the corner. Kirakuki popping that, and then the ult from Zarya is going to be huge. It catches 5 of them, and all of Valpo fall. Going to be a clean team kill for Shawnee State in the highlight clip right there for Civis. So I mean, that's kind of all you ask for them, right? Obviously, when you get to that point where you hold the point for, like 60, 70 without popping an ult, being able to go 5v5 for ult while you hold the objective is usually always the best case, and then especially when Zarya is able to hit that banger right there. It's kind of all you can ask for, so gonna have to see how Valpo wants to come back from this, how Valpo wants to kind of attack the second point. Obviously, you still face a little bit of the same issue of that circular area that makes it rough for you to deal with Symmetra turrets, but at the same time, this one it's got a lot more range to it, a lot more area, and you're kind of just playing to that left angle with that left hallway. So hopefully, shouldn't be too bad. Valpo switching up the comp a little bit here. Kirakuki going with the Zarya, and then Ramon switching in this Venture. So you have a little bit more push to that backline, kind of makes it a little bit easier to break past these Symmetra turrets, right, and just not be held 5v5, but Z Smitty finds a quick headshot on L, and that's going to drop one of DPS for Valpo. So now Valpo, Kirakugi forced to crouch as the wall pushes him up into the up into the ceiling, and now they take full advantage over on this left side. Looks like Shawnee State will get this first capture. Still pushing to the side, Z Smitty finds L again. I'm getting deja vu. That's another headshot right to the backline, and L just not finding the right angles right now to deal with this Mei, because Mei's immediately going to push up. Moira also on the corner. The Suzu's going to pop out to try and keep him alive, trying to take one with, but the Icicle's going to make sure that doesn't happen. Kirakugi's shield is not enough, and Valpo is forced to back up again past this Mei wall. Shawnee State just taking so much pressure on these angles, making it really, really tough for Valpo to try and answer any of these things. So, gonna have to see. I think a lot of Valpo's win con right now is obviously the picks are making it really hard for them to have the damage to follow up on Kirakugi, but you have a lot of damage in Zarya, so you kind of just have to get Ramon to that back point, but Kirakugi gets walled off again, and the healing from L's not going to be enough. The Suzu's going to try and keep him out, but both CQ9 and AirJ fall. All that's left the DPS, and all that's left is Ramon, actually, because now Ramon just jumps off the point, and that's going to be another team wipe right there for Shawnee State, and Valpo hasn't even gotten past this first doorway. It is really rough. It is kind of suffocating because you really have to play with the Mei wall. Whatever it's coming out makes it extremely, extremely hard to try and just push your tank past, because with this doorway, this really is your only entrance outside of this right here. But it looks like, yeah, Valpo is going to try and just push to this right, but here comes the Symmetra turret immediately to come rotating. You see the Mei wall again, now this time with the Blizzard. The Suzu's going to be able to get 3 of them out, but it's not going to save Ramon as the rest of Valpo are forced to fight away. Now still looking off this corner, not going to be able to find anything. Moira picks up 2 kills, and now all that's left is CQ9 in base here, kind of just holding off the wall. And Valpo falls again, just kind of stuck in their base. Ramon's immediately just going to push to the side here. Symmetra's teleporter probably going to get repositioned for them to fall back. Yeah, they just have to play for Ramon trying to get onto this point, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's 93% immediately going to jump to the side. You have the Katsuni drop as well. Ramon still pushing the back line. It's a huge Zarya ult being able to drop 4, but the beat drop is just going to stop them. Overtime is ticking. It does get contested, but 3 fall for the side of Valpo. All that's left of the 2-1 point. It's the DPS. Ramon and L kind of just pushing to the side, but L doesn't survive for long, grabbing this point, and Ramon just not giving up on it, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it as Shawnee State takes the first map of this series 2-0. Pretty commandingly too. Valpo not being able to get percentage on any of those maps here. Just really, really playing that shutout. You can see really, really strong, especially in the second map. We're going to see the double boop, hopefully, map 1. Yeah, there we go. I like this, obviously. Just coming around the corner. You saw this just opened up the fight for them. Being able to find this. Oh, it's the huge ult. Okay. Yeah, no, Zarya finding that insane ult right there, just being able to pop off. But you can see Valpo just being kind of shut out really, really strongly by that very area control comp. Mei finding a ton of walls, and then on the second map, especially Symmetra being able to rotate them to that top objective. So Valpo couldn't even push up on that side. They just snap engage on them. Those kind of decision makings in Overwatch especially are exactly how you win these kind of maps. But SSU going up 1-0. As the stream title should change. There we go. SSU going up 1-0 right now in the series, but we will catch you guys at the start of map 2 of this Overwatch Academy. And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for the start of this Valpo Academy Overwatch GLEC match versus Shawnee State University. I'm your host, Diadem, again, in the booth, just rocking it. Today, we are moving to Rialto for this map, too. Really excited for this. Obviously, you're going to see a couple of new comps. You're going to have L on the Widowmaker, probably just for this early push. I don't think it'll stay for too long. Usually, you just kind of swap these things early, but it is going to be a Widow mirror. So, I really like the idea behind this. Immediately going to drop the ball as well from Kirikuki. Kind of just working around this corner. You have to be careful on Rialto. Oh, and 2 shots go wide immediately for both teams. Now just being a little bit cautious about peeking it. Yeah, you see it. Dodges another shot, but Kirikuki's going to force him off the high ground. So now you can kind of just focus your force on this front. But Civis going to hit one hook, and then L drops by the Widowmaker on the enemy team. And now Valpo is down 2 again, having to just try and get out of this first objective, and somebody's off the map. Do not ask what button I had to press to go under the map there, but Valpo just slowed down a little bit on this early push. Obviously, just trying to wait for a little bit of space to be created by Kirikuki, but you really have to be careful on these kind of maps. You have Ramon now on Venture, so you have a little bit of backline engaged, but the Pharmacy coming out of Shawnee State University. A lot of damage, a lot of kind of sustain, but obviously when you have that Widowmaker, it is really nice because you can just kind of land that one-shot headshot and get out of there. It's just a matter of landing it. So Ramon going to push onto this point. Kirikuki looking to just try and create a little bit of space, just jumping to the side. It's kind of funny when you play ball. I remember hearing this. You turn pretty much the game from a 5v5, you turn it into a 4v1v5. Because you would just play completely separate to the rest of your team, and you're pretty much self-reliant on a lot of just med packs. If you could just med pack and shield through most of your damage, you can apply so much pressure. You just play the game so differently than all the other tanks. It's a really interesting thing to see kind of just enter into comp, especially with how strong Ball has been. Quick headshot right there from L. But seeing this kind of swap, and now Ana was banned map 1, so Ana not being banned anymore is going to get the swap out of CQ9, looking to just try and break a little bit the angle, and here comes Widow, and a nice shot from L, going to be able to finish that off, and that's the pick they need. Kirikuki swapping to the Orisa and immediately going to push past this Hog, making sure that, obviously you don't have any ults, but Tree coming out of Lifeweaver there for the side of SSU, and then the revive well on Basilisk. Smitty is going to find the kill on L, and now you're at a disadvantage for Valpo, but obviously you have to quicker respawn. You just kind of have to push up here. A ton of healing for Kirikuki, but the wall is immediately going to pull him back up. Just out of range, but still going to be able to play that, and here comes the ult as well from RJ. The gate's open, but Z Smitty opens up in the back line as well. Going to be able to take out RJ. Valpo still down 1. The gate's not going to be able to do anything as Z Smitty finds his second one. Ramon just going to be forced to back up here, and Valpo not being able to find any picks there outside of the one that L had that just got revived by Mercy. Mercy being able to pick up the gun kill on Ramon as well just to finish it off, and now you have a minute left. You had a lot of ults popped, but SSU is still way ahead in ult economy here. Excuse me, not way ahead. Sorry, Valpo is way ahead in the ult economy here. You're going to be up at least 1 ult. Pushing onto this objective, and you have the shorter respawn, so honestly, if you can find some kind of engage with this Orisa here, especially being able to pull that Pharmacy down, just get them in range of something for Ramon to hit. I think it'll be pretty useful because L is trying to just put in that work on the bat line. Not going to be able to find that spear there. Ramon just pushing to the left, and here comes the nano boost coming in for Kirikuki. Kirikuki pushing to the side, but then Roadhog being able to hit that, but the nano is just going to delete so much damage from that Kirikuki's going to finish it off. CQ9 finds the second one as well, and they're pushing to this back line. Ramon going to jump underside and going to dodge right there, and then here comes this Widow ult. Widow looking to just try and see something, but Ramon jumps up on them. Kirikuki hits the spear, and they're going to push it back, and that's going to be Valpo's very first successful push of this match, coming in 13 seconds. But hey, I'd rather late than never, rather get this point in right now. But Kirikuki looking for an aggressive point up there. Shawnee State trying to just stop this objective. I think they're going to go for one more push because here comes the ult at Kirakuki and finds two in the back line. There's the pharmacy we were talking about. If you just pop that ult right there, be able to pull those two down, it's huge. But here comes the tree as well, holding on to this point. SSU not ready to give this up. They do find one pick on L, and now they're just going to try and push to this back line. Ramon is going to pop the ult as well, excuse me. Just looking from the side. Fox is going to drop one, but they're still playing off this Tree of Life. Tree of Life is finished now, and Pharmacy is back, but RJ finds that kill. And now Ramon just pushing to this backline. Pharmacy holding back on there, and there's the ult from Farah. But that Suzu is going to be huge just to hold them off, but they're all off point. And Valpo not able to complete this first objective here. SSU taking this point. Let the announcer do all the work for me for a little bit. It is going to be no objectives captured. So Shawnee State just has to hit this first objective realistically. This first checkpoint for them is their goal, is their motto. Valpo started to put it together near the very end. I like that, but obviously you were out of ultimates to kind of play around with, especially with the stagger that they had going on. So not the worst thing in the world. I think that they started to put it together. You're going onto this defense objective. In my experience, it is a lot easier to defend on Rialto first point than it is to attack, I feel like, because you kind of just have to play through that corridor. You have to play with that high ground, and you have so much space to move. Granted, this is coming as an Ana player here, right? You have so much space to move and so much verticality to play with that you're really not too worried about them pushing onto you, because you can hop off and just cover your team from range. So obviously having Ana on this point, both teams see the value of it. Ana just going to take that very, very back line there, provide a ton of healing, and that's why she's my favorite character. No lie, her and Lucy are my two rotations. So obviously seeing them get a lot of pro play. They're very strong champs, so I don't blame it. But SSU gonna look for first push. L just looking for first kind of holes here, but looks like SSU is opting into a dive comp. As you can see, Genji immediately dash up to the side here, try and take a little bit of pressure. L gonna just drop that mine to hold that side, but you also have the Sombra coming out of the side of Z Smitty, because I feel like, yeah, if you have a game with all these sight lines, right, hopping up to the top is going to be huge. The healing not going to be enough. The Virus going to be able to take out L, and now they have pressure on this top line. Spear's going to connect on Zenyatta, but they are still pushing this back, and Z Smitty's just going to, like, snipe them down. The anti on Roadhog's not going to be enough, as Valpo's already pushed off, and it looks like the first push is going to go to SSU. You have a little bit of time to just kind of recover, but the hook is going to be huge. It drops Ramon, and now Valpo is still forced in this back line. Gotta be really careful here, because any more picks, L gonna be able to find one on Tracer here, just gets the recall, but you really need to hop onto this point here if you really want to, stop this game from ending right now, stop this map 2 from ending, because now you're pushing onto this point, but Basilisk finds one, Basilisk finds two in the back line, looking for the third one. The anti hits, going to be able to take him down, but 3 drop for the side of Valpo. All that's left is Ramona, CQ9 in this back, but the hack is not going to hack's not going to keep him alive for long, as they do drop, and that is going to be SSU with a clean attack and victory on this map 2, pushing their lead 2-0 as we look at this play of the game. Yeah, I think it's this double in the back line as well. Basilisk kind of just pulled out the Genji and started smurfing on him a little bit. Yeah, just hovering around this side. You see the point. These kind of dives on this back line are huge, being able to just land that. Yeah, no, that's nasty. Still way to work, but SSU moving up 2-0 in this series, kind of taking a really, really strong advantage. So we will catch you guys at the start of this match 3. Once I actually change this, excuse me. No, not 3. Whoopsies. But we will be back, and we will catch you guys at the start of map 3. And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for the start of this Valpo GLEC Overwatch match versus Shawnee State University. Valpo down 2-0 right now in the series, so hopefully looking for a comeback, and no better way to start it than on a flashpoint map. Junk was banned game one, right? And we're kind of gonna, or excuse me, we're gonna kind of see why, because L does like to pop this Junkrat out, especially in times of need. As a quick pull right there and a quick pick from Valpo, and immediately starting it off with a little bit more energy, because now Kirakuki looking on this point, looking on this objective still, looking for the hook, doesn't find it though, it gets cancelled. A little bit unlucky there, but now just pulling back from this side, looking for the hook, finds the second one right there, and L just fight out of the rafters, excuse me, gonna be able to find the second one, in Valpo instantly contesting on the subjective, and now Z-Smitty does pop another one. Ramon does fall. Z-Smitty popping to this top, but L is going to try and search them out in the hook, and then L finds another shot right there. Happy Squid does fall, but you are still playing in this backline. You have to kind of face this Malga, excuse me. Basilisk now on the Tracer as well, going to try and make this Junkrat a little bit harder to play, because they do just dive right there, and Valpo does fall. And that is going to be map one, excuse me, not map one, point one, secured by Shawnee State University. Obviously, these flashpoint maps make the percentage really, really quick, so you can't really hang around too long. You got to just get this push going, but getting grouped up is obviously your best option. So, gonna have to see here, right? Obviously, we do have a sub in support here for RJ. We have Happy Squid on the Mercy, so I have a little bit of a different support watch up. Got to see what angles we're looking for, as you have this Trace in the backline, kind of just trying to make Bastion's life a little bit more miserable as Malga pushes to the front line. You have a lot of 1v1 out of this Roadhog as well. A ton of traps, kind of just got the Junkrat, got the Junker City brothers walking on this comp. So I actually don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, he's just going to throw up traps around the side. Yeah, they're just looking to try and hook into both of those traps there. If they can, it's really, really clutch, because there's the bomb coming out as well. Just going to push to the side, but Basilisk is going to be able to find one. And the healing not going to be enough, but hopefully Mercy can get this res off. She does, and now Ramon pushing to this back. You do have the damage buff coming out of Kirakuki, and then the hook as well. Gonna fight two down. Valpo making a really, really strong push here at 99%. And now Malga slams down this back line. There's the ult, but L just immediately bursts Civis with CQ9's damage, and now you have their first objective capture of this map here, going on 15% after SSU secured 99. No, honestly, I think that was a really, really strong Valpo now, just kind of playing to their aggressiveness, right? They weren't winning a lot of the 5v5s. They weren't winning the front to backs. So if you pick a comp that has a lot of pick potential, right? Like you set up two traps on top of each other and you just fish your Roadhog hook. I think that honestly it's working out a lot better for Valpo right now. And L also is, putting on a clinic on this Roadhog. So immediately here comes the Moira ult coming out of SSU, and then the jump in from the side. The Suzu's going to be able to keep him up for long, but Malga has a ton of damage. That's going to be two down. Both DPS are down, and then one support falls. All that's left is CQ9 and Kirakuki up point, but it's not going to be enough. That's a clean team kill for the side of SSU, and that's going to be a capture, and most likely point one. So Valpo going to have to speed up and just try and get out of this here. Just to bounce to that next flashpoint. Kind of just recovered back, right? Still had a really nice hold, and the thing is that you popped Moira ult for a lot of that, so you do have beat drop, but I think Valpo is in a little bit of a better position here when it comes to ult economy, so if you can kind of just drag out these fights, not let the beat drop wipe you as hard, and get the kind of free percentage on those ult charges that they want before you start dropping them. That, or you can even drop just like, you can just drop a Riptire, excuse me, if you want to find it, but Ramon falling low in the back line. There's just so much damage coming from every angle here. Happy Squid going to be able to revive, but Basilisk finds a second one right now. Basilisk just putting on a clinic right now on DPS. This Tracer just jumping to the back line. You love to see it. You love to see the energy coming out from SSU. They're looking to try and finish this out, but Valpo has to try and make a little bit of a change to kind of deal with the split comp that they're running. So if you can try and get to the subjective 25 point up. You have a lot of ult charge now, right? Obviously 4 ults pretty much coming up. Ramon's the only one that doesn't have it after swapping, but gonna have to be careful here because you do have you do have Pulse Bomb up. You have Pulse Bomb and Overclock now up with that beat that we already mentioned. So you actually have a lot of team fighting damage coming out of the side of SSU, and that kind of delay that they wanted on capturing that objective with Basilisk's 2 picks that he found was exactly what they needed. But the gates are immediately going to open. Tracer jumping in the back line as well. Going to have to just Suzu to the front, but Basilisk finds the first one. Basilisk finds the Pulse Bomb after L drops Basilisk. So you are going to trade DPS for DPS here, especially with an ult. So Riptire is still up on the retake. If you could just have Ramon sit on this point a little bit, Kirikuki going to drop the ult as well, pushing them back to the side. You have a little bit of healing still going. You have the Mercy as well staying up, but there's the beat drop as well coming from Lucio. Valpo's being able to capture this point early, but Z Smitty finds 2, finds 3, and going to get hooked off, going to finish off that kill spree there, but Valpo not going to survive for much longer here as CQ9 and Kirikuki drop again. All that's left is kind of L jumping back to this, this respawn here, but Flashpoint 2 gets captured off that take, and now you're fighting for this final Flashpoint, and SSU pretty much sitting with the same ult economy. They've been playing these, they're not really waiting for the ults. They have just so many early picks. Too many people are dying for the side of Valpo before they can get onto this objective that a lot of their fights are just uphill battles. It's making it really, really rough for Valpo to try and find these angles, but Kirikuki immediately going to drop that ult, but here comes the Moira as well. The speed up. It's just going to be too much damage to try and keep alive. Happy Squid going for the hero revive, but not going to be able to find it. Civis just knocks her down, and now Z Smitty being able to pick off CQ9. Yeah, Kiriko just, she falls again, and Valpo is pushed to the side. It's making it really, really rough to try and push past this objective. Yeah, but when you have this Mercy, it's like, it is, I like the idea that goes behind kind of Valpo's comp here, especially when you're falling to a lot of comps. Mercy, she just makes it so forgiving to kind of get picked out because you have that revive up, so your pushes aren't dead after those 1 or 2 shots. So if you could just slow down these fights a little bit, but it looks like SSU is just doing a good job of cascading kind of one kill into another. Right as they see the pick, they open up and they start pushing up forward again, especially with this Mauga who could be so aggressive on these shots. Kirikuki finding a nice pull right there, and here come the gates out of Valpo. CQ9 being able to drop that ult, and now you push to this side. Ramon just DPSing so hard, but that's so much healing, and the Mauga ult pops off. It's going to be 2 down for the side of Valpo. Kirikuki trying to just heal through this as well. You have the Mercy healing. The ult pops out. That's going to be so much damage though. CQ9 being able to drop 1, but Valpo's whole team falls, as that's going to be another team kill with 90% up. Ramon and L trying to just push to the objective, but I think that the overclock coming out of the side of SSU is going to finish off this match and finish off this GLEC season for Valpo Academy. So finishing off on somewhat of a somber note, but honestly not the story of this team, which is really nice. Z Smitty getting this final kill, but really enjoyed watching this team kind of progress over the years, right? Kind of deal with these comps. Obviously, being in multiple leagues, it's hard to prep for a lot of these teams, a lot of these different areas, but Valpo Academy playing just extremely well over this season. So really, really couldn't ask for more out of them. It's been really fun in the booth, at least, to watch them. So I can't say much more. Extremely excited, even though do go out 3-0 today to Shawnee State University. But that will be it from us here in the booth. Thank you for all the likes, follows, comments, and subscribes. We appreciate you guys, and we will catch you guys at the start of our next stream.